We're rolling. Welcome back to the Generational Podcast. This is episode
55.
55.
I'm Steve Brown,
And my name is Owen Brown.
and
I'm the son,
and I'm the
he's-
father. So, how have you been?
I've been pretty good. Honestly, ever since we got the Airdyne bike, I have been sore every day.
Really,
Yes,
it's been a good addition to the family, for sure. Like, there's a lot going on in the world today, isn't there?
definitely. Now, something that popped up recently was the conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Now, we already talked about how the Iran is involved, so we're indirectly involved with Iran, with Hamas through Iran, and then we're directly involved with Israel.
You know who was funding Hamas before Biden?
Who?
Obama.
So what's going on right now is America's funding both sides of the war, and we have been funding both sides of the war. Now the question is, how are they going to make the money? Who's making the money? As a matter of fact, do you know?
Yeah, I actually have a copy of it, and then I screenshotted it, but they blurred out a lot of the names. I can't read them.
I know that the first person on there is Kevin Earn.
Yeah, Kevin Hearns. Yeah.
Isn't he supposed to be running for Speaker of the House?
No, well, yeah, he is actually, and he's the number one that's invested in Lockheed Martin. And then on the list also is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's further down the list, which was really surprising because she's been one that's been, well, I guess she's been kind of adding fuel to the fire when it comes to Hamas.
You got Mark Green, Tommy Tuberville,
Tuberville,
Nancy Pelosi,
hmm
Michael McCall, Maria Salazar,
hmm
Alan Lowenthal, Lois Frankel, Patrick Fulton,
Fulton.
Mike Kelly,
Mm.
Carol Miller, Dwight Evans, and then the rest are a lot smaller but still have their.
They have their money invested in war, in war profiteering.
And it seems like that's over 70 people.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad when you have a lot of Congress that is actually voting and pushing for the wars and investing in them. It's the same as we've been funding both sides, and it seems like for me, in my perspective, it's like Joe Biden is the walls are closing in on the Biden administration and all his buddies, even Clinton, Obama included, and they're doing everything they can to start a war to divert attention from themselves or to keep themselves in power. Um, and that's really sad because innocent people are dying supposedly. Now, if they're doing some kind of like propaganda thing, then we have to be aware of that. But you're right.
I'm good. Just the sniffles.
Oh, well, if it's propaganda, then thank God. But if it's not propaganda, they need to stop this funding of both sides of the war. I mean, the weapons that are being used are from the pullout of Afghanistan, right?
Right.
And then you have people from Ukraine that are that are putting weapons in Hamas's hands, and then they're turning around and asking for money from Israelis are asking for money from us. It's funding both sides, and it's like basically it's hurry up and make a mess over here so you can't fix the mess that's here in the country. And one person that's been pretty steady through this whole thing is Byron Donaldson.
Why is that?
He's got so much information on the Bidens right now, and he is coming in hot, dude. He's not. It seems like he's more for the people, and they haven't had a black Speaker of the House ever.
Ever?
No.
No, that's it. They need to.
Yeah, that's something that needs to probably happen. I mean, I understand Jim Jordan didn't get the spot, but Byron Donaldson's he wasn't on that list. So that's important. He was not one of the Congress people that were on the list there that invested in Lockheed Martin or is invested in the war. So it makes me think he's going to do well for the people. Maybe even Southwest Florida because he's our congressman from Southwest Florida.
Yes.
So that's important to know the type of people that we have up in Congress. What shocked me, like I said, was Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's because she's supposed to be Miss America, stand up for against all the bad stuff, but she's invested in Lockheed Martin. Hmm. That's pretty sad.
Shows a little part what they're doing.
Oh, it's all theater. Like it's all theater. And I think that's what angers me the most is they're deliberately trying to dupe the American people all the time. I'm tired of being duped. I'm tired of them. It's hard for us to eat here.
They take 40% of your money and then they take their share while you're still losing money.
Yeah. And then, because we're losing money on, through goods and services because everything's skyrocketing.
Taxes.
And then they think they can print more money. You can't do that. You can't. You're doing it out of thin air and acting like, oh well, we can just bully the world. And we're spread thin. There's there are like 3 wars going on now. You have China encroaching on Taiwan. I can't even speak. China encroaching on Taiwan. You have Ukraine and Russia, and then you have this Israel and Hamas war going on.
It's not just Ukraine and Russia, it's Ukraine and the UN against Russia.
Yeah. And the UN's a big part of it because they're going to be everywhere snatching up kids. It's all part to bankrupt the country, and then we have open borders, terrorists here, and the White House lawn. They got to the White House lawn. I don't think they got in the White House. They went into Congress, and these people are calling, and then we have congresswomen that are calling for like Hamas. That's a terrorist group. It's not. And then recently, they decided to make themselves a political group. Listen, just because someone says they're a political group doesn't mean that they're a political group. And Islam is not a religion of peace. It's a religion of if you don't join us, we kill you. And they don't care about gay people. They don't care. They'll throw you off a building. That's really sad that you see homosexuals standing up and saying, "Oh, I'm for Hamas or I'm for Palestine." Yeah, go your ass over there and see what happens to you. It's not they're not friends, and that in the Islamic religion, they will put up with you until they're at 10% capacity, and then in that area, they'll start to rule, and they do it with an iron fist, and that's not a joke. That's not a lie. It's not hyperbole. It's real, and it's good against evil at this point. And an anti-Semite. Let's get things right. An anti-Semite can be an Israeli or a Palestinian. It just means the language.
Well, it could be anyone that hates Jews.
No, it's a language.
It's a language.
Learn what Semite is.
Anti-Semite.
Yes, it's the Arabic language. Anybody that's there, you got anti-Semite versus anti-Semite. It's you got to look at it, dude. It's such a facade. What we believe here is a bunch of crap. The television puts out all this stuff. It's really really sad to see these people that are MK Ultra believe in everything they see on TV, and those people are owned by the same people that are pushing the wars. And the whole point behind it is so we don't see what they're really doing. If they keep putting wars up, then we can't see what they're doing. We'll only see the aftermath 10 years down the road and the children and the stories of the people coming in and taking kids. And, it's really sad. I think we need to be awake right now and we need to be aware of what's going on. I don't know what you think. You tell me what you think about this whole mess, this World War III. Because, you're my only son and I love you very much. And seeing that the war's going on, I'm like, nah, you can take me. I'm still of healthy age. I'm still to fight.
Well, I think that this war will really really change the course of history if it does go into World War III and all the other conflicts start to pop off. Because we're not just fighting on one front, we're fighting on maybe three, four,
If it's home.
if it's home. And when you think about Russia, you don't think they're close, but they're right next to Alaska.
Well, I mean, you have to also look at the fact that for the last 2 years, right, they have depleted our military. Like, everyone forgets the COVID vaccine, the people that didn't take the COVID vaccine, they got kicked out,
They did.
right? And that destroyed part of our military, you know, and that's pretty sad. And now he wants to string us out in wars. It all is a ploy to weaken the country, to knock us down from the 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 spot that we're at, you know. And then you have Bill Gates is out there talking about buying up all the farmland. We have Italy has banned all GMO foods, right? If they're genetically modified because uh they cause cancer, right? So then 90% of the food that's in America is genetically modified, and there in England they're banning it.
You know what? I think it's more than that. 90%? I think that's low.
You really do? You think
Yeah.
it's more than that?
I think it's like 99, 98.
And then they found out that recently beer had what is that GMO stuff too. So then
Well, you
that
have
causes
pesticides
yeah
in wheat, so in rye.
causes non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, we've been getting poisoned by these companies that are elites for a while, and I didn't believe it. I thought it was hogwash. And the more the cancer rate goes up, the more the population is declining. It seems like they're falling in with Bill Gates's. Well, and who the hell is Bill Gates anyway? He's not God, right? We need to make sure that he's buying up farmland now, and he's saying, "Oh, we're going to have 100% of civilized populations are going to be living off this genetically modified meat that we make in the lab." Like that exacerbates cancer, they found. So that's why Italy completely banned it. They're like, "You're not bringing it here," which is like, yeah, well, maybe we should move to Italy or something.
Well, the thing is, they're starting to make products that are made out of plastic that you can eat. So they're trying to
That's
cut
crazy.
costs.
That's
Like
crazy.
in Africa, they started mixing rice and plastic together. So they're selling plastic to people, having them eat it.
It's we need the regulations back. We need actual people that aren't going to be bought by these big money. They're not going to have big money thrown at them. And we need to actually, when they go to court, we need to actually close businesses. I'm going to say, you know what? You don't get to make money anymore. Not here. You've just destroyed families. You've killed people. And this is any company, whether it be the food industry, whether it be the medical industry. If you had a hand in killing the American population, I honestly feel you should be put to death. I think that you should have to be put to death because you killed people and their families on purpose. You knew what you were doing. And then if you're out there talking about what you're going to do, you should be scooped up real quick. Like I'm sick of it. I'm tired of seeing it. I really want the change to happen. And I'm at a point now because you have a little sister coming into the world, another little sister. I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, I'll pick up whatever I need to pick up, a gun and a badge, and I will come for you. And I will make sure that you stand trial in front of everyone. It's not going to be some judge you can buy. I'm the judge. That's how it'll be. I'll be the judge because you can't buy me, or I'll find someone that you can't buy, and it will be your peers. And when we do figure it out, when we sit down, and it will be your peers, if you're judged in front of your peers like the judicial system is supposed to work, then it should be swift, your execution, right? And it's crazy. All this stuff is crazy. As soon as people started pinpointing Soros as part of the world WHO and all these groups, these elite groups, part of it, and saying, "Oh well, you're now Russia did it first. Putin said it first. He said, you're an international criminal. If we catch you, we're gonna get you."
Mhm.
And then China did it, right? And then it's like, well, wait a second. Who turned Soros into this king of America? He's not my king. Take him.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I'd like to give him to you. And I'm not working for anybody, but I'm an American and I see the evil that he's done. He's funded so many different organizations that degrade America, not just America, but the world, because the world always tries to follow what we do. Not anymore, though. We're hated almost everywhere because of these people. It's a sick, evil game. And, Trump put these guys in line, all of them. As many people have that Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, where they think he's bad without
Yeah.
having many facts.
If you ask them, oh, so what is it about Trump that you don't like?
He's racist.
Oh yeah, tell me a racist thing that he did.
I mean, he cut funding for
Yeah,
um,
yeah. He's not racist.
no, he started the Platinum Plan.
Yeah, this is what they
He
do. And then
also
when you say something, they're like, I just don't like him.
he also dated Naomi Campbell,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You don't like him. You don't like him because the television and Rachel Maddow says not to like him. These people are bought and paid for. If you haven't figured it out, this is like China TV. It's like state-run TV. It's exactly what it is. It's state-run TV. There's not a single station out there that isn't state-run. BlackRock owns Fox now. What? That's how Tucker Carlson got fired because BlackRock owns Fox.
And
So
as you know, the shareholders make the vote.
yeah, well, you start talking smack, they come at you. And then Biden administration is now controlling social media again. Tell me how this isn't state run. Tell me how this isn't a dictatorship that we're living in right now. Right? You have not even half the population anymore believes what Biden says. Right? They know that he's not there and somebody else is running the country. It's such a scary time, but I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the facade. I'm sick of the circus. Okay? I'm sick of it. Then you have the Biden administration doxing our special forces just like Obama did. Tell me how this isn't a reenactment of when Obama was in power as president, right? It's funny that all these people said, "Oh, Trump would push us to World War III," right? But then look, are we did he push us to World War III? No. Trump was going to spoil the economy. Was it Trump that spoiled the economy? No, it was the people that were telling us that Trump was going to do it.
And you know what's interesting? He was the one that actually put peace between Palestine and Israel
Yeah.
during his presidency.
Mm-hmm.
But then Biden rolled around and
He's.
tensions got higher because we cut funding to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started funding the other side with certain billions of
Defenses,
dollars.
defenses though. The Iron Dome, that was a
That was a
defense.
defense.
It was
yes.
for defensive purposes. It wasn't for offense. And that
Mhm.
was it's you said that you would see Biden trying to start a whole bunch of wars just to stay as president to stop the election.
Yeah, I said that a while ago.
Yeah, I remember. Because it would be a plan. And
To stay in power.
yeah. I think that Byron Donaldson being in the Congress and holding the gavel would be a good thing.
Mhm.
I think the people need to rally that are in Congress that are good need to rally around him.
And rally against the people who are funding themselves with Lockheed Martin stocks.
Yeah, I think those people need to be ousted as quickly as possible. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's one of those people because her name's on the list with Lockheed Martin. And if that's true, which it doesn't surprise me, because there are people out here that are going to say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm for America. I'm for America." Really? I'm for America. I signed up on the dotted line. I went through 2 wars. I'm for America and Americans, and that's all Americans, all of them. Like even the ones that society doesn't agree with, right? You're still an American. And in this country, if you do something wrong, you go to jail, you get out of jail, you serve your time. I think one guy said it's 5 years. 5 years, if you can make it 5 years out of jail, you don't go back. But they said like 90 something percent of people can't make it 5 years because they get back into old habits. But that doesn't mean that all people have lost hope. There's still a chance. And I don't know. I don't know, man.
I say there's always a chance that people can change, but right now we need to change our own government
quickly
before it starts getting out of hand, which, in
it's
my
out of
opinion,
hand.
it's already out of hand already.
When you have Hamas in Minnesota in the streets, right, with their Palestinian flags, that first of all, like that should be an act of war, and we should be able to get rid of them ourselves. Like seriously, citizens should be able to go up and start fighting them. But that's just going to be a catalyst for somebody to try and take away guns. Listen, you let terrorists through the border, and I don't care how many you catch now, how many thousands have already made it through. It's dereliction of duty, and if you aren't, if I mean, I understand they're going to say, "Oh, well, he's not all there." That's what they're going to blame it on. That's what I see them blaming it on. They're going to be like, "Oh, well, he's not all there. His mental functions aren't there."
Then why is he still up there?
Exactly. So he's a scapegoat.
He's always been a scapegoat.
And this is their plan. And the thing is we're not coming after Joe Biden only. We're coming after all of you. All of you that have been touching him. I know that sounds weird. All of you have been touching him for the last 2 years to push him to do this stuff.
I would say everyone that he
is involved.
Is involved with.
Yeah, everyone. I think they need to get punished as well. Look, I'm hungry for it. I'm hungry for it.
So I have to actually get going soon.
Yeah.
To get ready to ref a bit. So.
And then I've got a bunch of work to do today, and I didn't get very much sleep last night.
And it seems like you're pretty hungry right now.
Yeah, either that or it's the most that I ate. Ooh, they gave me a big burrito, and it had all the stuff that I'm not supposed to eat. Probably GMO food. It's just destroying my stomach today.
Well, we'll see you next time on a generational podcast on episode 56. So, we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hopefully, we're gonna put some more out. Hopefully daily if we can, shorts, and stay frosty.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.